Hi, I'm Kristie.
And I'm Chris.
And this is the Washing Up Podcast, reversed.
Yay!
Tonight on the podcast, I'll be explaining what happened in tonight's episode to Chris.
There's a very important reason for this.
You were out drinking.
I was out drinking and eating Italian food.
Yay! Bellissimo.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so I guess it's now time for me to take the lead. So what did you eat at the Italian place, Chris?
Lots of pasta and lots of pizza.
I hope they had a good pasta recipe.
I really hope they had a good pasta recipe too, because they did.
And it was your uncle's birthday.
It was my uncle's birthday.
Yeah, I was too PMSy to join them, so I do apologise to the Buchanan clan, but my hormones make me a very, very bad bitch at this time of the month.
So yeah, we had lots of Italian and lots of red wine, and it was a wonderful sort of evening, and I didn't have to drive, which meant that I could drink, which was fantastic, and he makes his own red wine, and
oh really?
That's like rocket fuel.
Oh,
it's sweet rocket fuel. It's not the heavy duty reds. It's like a dessert red.
Oh, nice.
And it's really sweet, and it's quite potent. So this can be good. And I just want to, in the spirit of Kristie sort of going off tangents here, sisters are doing it for themselves.
Why?
This is you doing the podcast.
Oh, okay. Yes. It's me too taking over the washing up.
Go.
Yes, vaginas ahoy.
That's all on you. Go.
Speaking of ahoy, see that there?
Oh, you.
All right, zoom into Sydney Harbour, panoramic shot, and we think we're watching The Bachelorette because this very nifty speedboat, wood panel, no, it was red, that's right, racing red, with a dude in like a jacket and the captain's hat, like, the faux admiralty, kind of like white pants, possibly a cravat. I might be embellishing, but who cares? I'm expecting Osher Gunsberg to be like on the pier with like an expectant bachelorette waiting. No, it's the dude rocking up to pick up the Masterchef contestants.
Now, it was a zoomed-in shot of Sydney Harbour, you said.
I mean, zoomed out, sorry. But
zoomed in, zoomed out, doesn't matter. More important question, did they show, I don't know, the bridge?
Yes.
What about the Opera House?
Yes.
Oh, my God, they showed the bridge and the Opera House?
It's like you were watching it with us.
Were they in the same shot?
Yes.
That never happens.
You know what else they showed? Centrepoint Tower. I don't give a fuck if it's Westfield Tower or the fuck it's called these days. It's Centrepoint Tower.
I remember when it was the Olympics and it was AMP Tower and they put all the Paralympic figurines on the side. So you had a guy playing wheelchair basketball hanging off the edge.
Now, what they did do is they missed a trick, right? Because at a certain time of year, at dawn, if you panned right to the Cremorne pool, you'd catch a glimpse of a few naked ladies. Now, I'm not saying I'm one of those naked ladies, but it is most likely going to be me as one of those naked ladies. So they missed a trick there, but anyway.
Not to be confused with the concerts on Sydney Harbour where you might possibly see bare naked ladies.
Now,
different act altogether.
Exactly. Now, everyone watching, this is what came on. Oh, shit, it's about to go down. I'm on a boat. But that just didn't happen, right? But that's what's going on in our heads as they're going across, and we cut to Jess and she's like, oh, and they take us up to a really, really big ship. And then I think they edited it because what they ended up on was this smallish boat.
So she described it as a really big ship.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a small, medium cruiser.
So I'm presuming he's like gone past the passenger terminal where the Queen Mary's docked or whatever.
That's what we're on.
Carnival Cruises.
The ship right behind that one.
And she's like, oh my God, we're cooking for all these people. No, you've just got the party boat. Which it is. I think I've seen it docked around the harbour. So they get on the party boat and Khan's there, I think he's off doing a glam shot in the background.
I did see on Twitter, I saw Khan and the 4 photos that Khan posted of just Khan lazing around the harbour, beautiful shirt, resplendent hair glowing and sort of shining in the Sydney sun, like looking without a care in the world.
I presume he's got a few model types down below, like there's 2 decks on the boat, down below, and he's out the back drinking champagnes, doing the whir on the boat.
He's a DJ,
Exactly, he's just DJing up.
He's all business.
I think he was on a dolphin doing flips and shit.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
The dolphin splashing, getting everybody all wet.
He was wearing his flippy floppies.
He was.
I think there was a trick that Preston missed, and instead of wearing his cravat, he could have worn nautical theme
pashmina afghan. I had a look online for those, by the way. Do you know how much a nautical theme pashmina afghan actually costs to get made?
How much?
It was a couple of $100 because you can only get them on Etsy.
Oh, hashtag worth it. Like, it's worth it. I'm so getting you.
They were also sold out.
I'm so getting you one of those for Christmas.
I hope so. Anyway, so they're on a boat.
They're on a boat.
Were there kitchens on this boat?
There were, funnily enough.
Crazy.
It was. Now,
it's lucky that's the boat that came along and it wasn't like the Sydney Ferry.
Now, just the Narrabeen.
Buying a gay time from the Narrabeen tuck shop, you know.
Bodie McBoatface or Ferry McFerryface rocks up and they jump on. I think it's got a normal name now. But anyway, so they're on this boat. And, of course, the challenge is, you get to choose what you cook. We want two...
So they choose what you cook?
Yeah, but you had to choose from two savoury or a dessert. And they've gone, who wants to cook the dessert? Sashi and Ben, crickets.
Jess. Did she just knock them off the boat to get control of it?
I think she had a harpoon gun behind both of them and was like, bitches, shut the fuck up.
So question.
Yes.
Why didn't they do it like everything else they do and draw it out of the knife block? Why do they get to pick?
Well, because I think they're just jack shit of pretending to be unbiased. And I think they've just gone, fuck this shit. It's almost the end of the run. What are they going to do? Fire us? Fuck it. We're white. We've got penises. We've got this. You know, it's Channel 10. They need us. They don't have enough white penises on Channel 10. Because there's never enough white penis on Channel 10.
I don't know if you've seen the upcoming run of episodes on their pilot week. But, you know, they're trying to do everything they can to not show Kyle Sandilands and Harley Breen.
Now, it would have been 9, but Pointless made it past pilot week, and that's got 2 white male penises on it. So, but they have a lesbian couple, so nice little bit of diversity there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So diverse.
We'll
let them move in next door.
Oh, God, you know, next we'll be letting brown people host something.
No, that will never happen. Move on.
Okay, so moving on. On a boat. Now, lo and behold, what do you think Ben chooses to cook?
Now, I saw this, and I have to say...
The man who loves fish more than Troy McClure.
And I'm going to SeaWorld! But when we're needing to check our recaps and make sure we've got things in the right order, we go to the account titled Storm 2017 Champs.
Because he's a fucking genius.
Because he absolutely point by point by point digests the whole episode. Now, he's also very much unbiased and doesn't make any comment.
Until tonight.
Now, we got to tonight, and I saw a tweet from him that simply said, Ben's cooking his beloved fish.
Which, for this Storm account, is like the fucking umbrella's up, he's blocking the sun, there's so much shade.
There is bitch slaps being thrown left, right, and centre
on
that.
It gets so much better.
Well, I mean, even if without that, I would have known he was cooking fish.
Now, Sashi... what do you reckon Sashi's cooking?
Indian culture. Something Indian culture.
Singaporean.
Yeah, but for the judges, they believe, you know...
Oh, he's Indian, yeah. You're brown, you look like an Indian person, you must be cooking Indian food. I'm from Singapore. What do you mean there's Indian people in Singapore? I'm not Indian, I'm Singaporean.
With Indian heritage, but Singaporean.
Yeah.
So did he do something Singaporean?
Yes, he did. Chicken rice. Okay, now shelve that for a moment.
I'm shelving chicken rice.
Not prison shelving.
Okay, just...
comedian shelving.
Thank you for that, because I was getting worried for a second. Go on.
All right, Jess, dessert. All right, cool. So she's off in dessert.
Using her culture and heritage.
Yes, which is dessert. So we get Ben. Now, Ben doesn't cook one fish, but 2 fish.
Red fish and a blue fish?
He does. Now, how many vegetables are you going to be serving with this, Ben? Take a guess, Chris.
Vegetables?
Vegetables.
What are vegetables?
Well, he discovered one.
I'm going to go with potato.
Carrot.
Oh, carrot.
Just one.
So all the Sarahs out there, he's inspired by you, all 4 Twitter accounts.
Yes, all the Sarahs, this one's for you. So it's fish 2 ways, 2 kinds of fish 2 ways. Now, I don't know why he just didn't get a jar of roll mops, because he decided that he was going to not be able to cook the whiting properly. And all of us were really worried for him. So like, oh, Ben and seafood, like this is never going to fucking happen.
I don't know how he's going to cope.
In this short time frame.
Look, just with you describing it, I'm terrified.
So he essentially rolled it up and popped it on a toothpick.
He rolled it up.
Popped it on a toothpick.
And popped it on a tooth. Was he following the Homer Simpson mantra of if it's on a toothpick, it's free? Quite
possibly. So he did that. Lo and behold, it worked. So he serves 2 kinds of... Oh, Oh my God, how could I forget? Okay, so they're on a boat in Sydney Harbour. They're trying to disguise the fact they haven't gone overseas. So what are they going to do to jazz this up?
They're going to drive past. They're going to go past the international terminal.
No.
Do they take net Sydney heads and throw someone overboard?
They get not 1, not 2, but 3. Who the fuck are these people?
Oh my God.
Put your hands together, because you all don't know these legends of Australian culinary cuisine.
3 would you please welcomes?
Yes. Now, what colour would you say they'd be?
Okay, I'm going to go
One of them is an expert on Singaporean food.
Okay. White.
You'd be correct.
Yes.
Yes. Now,
by the way, I legitimately haven't watched any of this. This isn't me but playing. I haven't watched any of this.
So I want to say the whitest Singaporean expert I've ever seen. Let's just call him White Singapore. That's one judge. I couldn't be fucked learning their names.
White Singapore?
Yep. Then we had other dude who I've seen on Masterchef before. And then we had let's let her have 2 lines.
Oh, wow.
She's a dessert expert.
She got 2 lines.
Apart from hello as well.
Oh, shit.
I know. Craziness.
Their standards are slipping at Channel 10.
Fuck. What are you going to do? So Genius Ben hands over his genius fish to, raptures of delight. They're like, this is genius, because as we all know, when a white male serves up mediocrity, it is in fact genius.
Well, that always happens when I'm on a plate.
Oh, fuck yes. Yes.
I serve up something that's a bit meh for dinner. It's like, that's me on a plate.
You open up a fucking jar of dolmio and I'm like, oh my God, Picasso roll over.
But you know
genius.
why?
Why?
Because I've got a good pasta recipe.
Really Solid. Where'd you get that from?
Recipe. Oh, just somewhere.
Oh, someone offered it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we come to Sashi, all right? So
Sashi,
all right? Who, he's been stepping outside of his cultural cuisine. And so I was really pleased to hear this. Now, from what I've gathered on Twitter, chicken and rice, I should say, sorry, I'm deeply sorry, is a very special dish to people in Singapore. Like every family's got their own recipe. It's beloved. It's labour intensive. Yep. And apparently it takes a lot of skill and expertise to do this. So Sashi does his own. That's going to take an hour.
Of course.
But that's cool because we can all do that. We can all take elements of a beloved dish and turn it around. So because we don't understand the cultural significance of this from Sashi, we have to get a white man to explain it to us who's lived in Singapore. So who's an expert, okay?
You know who else lived in Singapore for a long period of time?
Who would that be?
The British. You know what happened to the British?
What happened to the British?
They ran away.
Why did they run away?
Because the Japanese invaded, and rather than defend the place, they gave it up without a fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with Singapore?
Because that was our only defensive strategy in World War II, and it failed miserably. We put all of our eggs in the Singapore basket, and Singapore fell. And there were shots fired before someone goes, "Oh no, we proudly defended Singapore." Not really. The Japanese were outnumbered 10-1, but don't worry about that. And we surrendered it to the Japanese and had no defence in the Pacific.
Oh, that's not Australia. That's un-Australian saying that, Chris.
Then we had to look to America.
Oh.
So
thank fuck the Yanks came in.
So England...
Did you know I have an uncle who was a US Marine?
I'm supposed to have an uncle who was a US Marine, given that I'm the Kristie tonight. I'm supposed to have relatives all over the world.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is what happened, right? Your grandmother was a bit of a tart. Holla, Grandma. She was 16. She fell pregnant with one of my uncles who died before we could meet him. But we found him before he died, which is great.
Lying in a gutter going, what?
Yeah, so his dad was a US Marine down in Melbourne before she moved up to Sydney. I don't know how she moved up to Sydney and met my grandfather. They didn't have Tinder or even ICQ back then. Yeah, I presume it's in the trading post.
Say what you want.
I'm going to swipe right, a.k.a. turn the page.
No, that happened. I mean, look, the former Pope, Cardinal Ratzinger, his parents met with a classifieds love ad with where his father was looking for a young, 18, 19-year-old girl. He was in his mid-30s.
Oh, wow.
18 or 19-year-old, Catholic, of course.
Of course.
To come and be basically his wife / look after and raise children and cook meals for him, and that was Cardinal Ratzinger, and that's how that Pope happened.
Well, I think, wasn't that, there was remember there's some Hollywood movie that's the basis of, it was a chick who went out to...
Was Julia Roberts in it?
No, it's the 1950s or 60s, and she's gone out west, she was on the train, and she's rocked up to fucking buttfuck nowhere on the train in Wild West times, and the guy is this ugly old toothless miner, and she's like, oh, I don't want to work there. So she goes and gets a job with the Katies or something, who are like the new restaurant opening up to feed the people on the train, and then they get into like a war with the local tavern, which has got all the prostitutes and stuff, and all the women that worked at the.
Is it Best Little Whorehouse in Texas?
No. I know that one. People out there are screaming down the thing.
I don't really know if they are this time.
No,
even by your standards, this one's a bit out there.
I will find it. Okay.
So anyway, Singaporean white expert, go.
Yeah, Singaporean white expert's like, oh, this is something we all love, and it's got to be done right, or it's just not going to be good enough, and I'll be very disappointed. Oh, we wouldn't want to disappoint your white maleness there. Sorry, mate. So Gary walks over and goes, Sashi, this is Singaporean expert. He really is an expert on chicken rice. Are you going to disappoint him? And Sashi gave this look of, what the fuck, dudes? It's this look of do I really need to do this right now? But knowing that it's been happening all fucking.
Sashi's
show.
I'm a bit busy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cook.
So Sashi's chopping chilies, and as Josh and I both observed, we think they use the same shot because he made one chili sauce and he's like, oh, this one's too hot. Then he made another one with less chili. He's like, oh, this one's too mild. And we think they use the same shot of the chopping of the chilies. And so Sashi, now this is fucking genius. Mix the two together. You know what? Perfect.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Boom. So.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Anyway.
So this is how Sashi does it. And he sous vide his poached chicken. And he's made this dish before because his wife likes it, He also crispied up his chicken skin.
Nice to have to do.
Yeah. So a lot of people were saying, traditionally it's served with a gelatinous chicken skin. We've mentioned, that, pandering to white tasting, and apparently it's like a roast chicken version.
Yeah.
And anyway, so he serves it up. Looks pretty, looks fantastic. Matt, of course, is looking over his shoulder with disdain as he's doing it, going, come on, Sashi, you've only got a minute. Come on, Sashi, you've only got 30 seconds. Come on, Sashi, make it happen. Make it beautiful. Make me happy. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cream your plates. So Sashi does it, and he does it fine, and he's made his chili sauce. It's all good. Serves it up. Oh, not brown enough. Where's the brown meat in this?
What?
Oh, so they've looked at the breast and they've gone, oh, not good enough. I like the brown thing. And Gary's like, oh, this is something that all our chefs eat, after we've had a long fucking shift. Oh, and it's just disappointing. Oh, white people fucking disappointed. You know what? Shut the fuck up, dudes. So I think white woman no, she didn't get a word in here. But other white male chef did. He said a lot. George, I don't know what he was doing. Probably
using tweezers.
Using tweezers to get the chili out of his face. Yeah. So apparently they wanted the bone in, and there's a lot of people on Twitter that were saying that the bone doesn't need to be in. There is one particular Twitter account. I was really glad that she was commenting tonight because she's Singaporean. If you want to tell us a bit more about the restaurant you're at tonight, I'll find this Twitter account because I think it's someone that people should go and check out.
No, I mean, all I'll sort of say to this is it seems to be, and we've talked about this a little bit with Sashi in particular, is that they ride Sashi really hard on cultural element.
Yep.
But they can't work out what cultural element they're riding him on. They've been riding him on Indian all the way along. Now they're riding him on Singaporean. It's like, if he turns around and just goes, you know what, my parents are from Dapto, are they suddenly going to write him about Australian culture and Australian food? I mean, it's just... And there's no challenging of Ben for culture.
No.
There's no challenging of Ben.
You know what they did mention tonight after all these fucking weeks? Oh, Ben, it's another bisque. That's right, he served a bisque with it. It's another bisque, Ben. You've done a few bisques now.
It's a bit late to mention that.
Yeah, a bit late, guys. He's in top 3. Do you want to see a bisque? Should have said something sooner.
All the way through, we've been able to do things back to back. Ben's not expecting to get told off for a bisque because, you normally let them make the same dish back to back, or in some cases, back to back to back to back to back to back. So
to back, Yes. Okay, so the Twitter account is Sangeetha Thenapal, and it's at Kali and Kalki, so it's KaliandKalki, and she gives some fantastic, commentary about this issue. So, yeah, definitely go check her out. I found her tonight, and I found what she was tweeting about to be really, really cool.
Yep.
Right, so, Hisashi serves it up. Everyone was like, oh my God, that looks so good. Get it in my face right now. Then they turn to Jess, she looks like Khan at this point in time. She's like, I'm doing all these elements, blah, blah, blah.
So what did she make?
It had little bits of meringue. Oh, fuck. This is when we need that other Twitter account.
Was there a twirl?
She added a twirl in at the end because one thing didn't go to plan. So she had some, tastes and flavours that didn't quite go. She had uzu, I think. I think she had stuff. Stuff was desserty, and it was orange and purpleness. There might have been beetroot.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really paying attention at this point because people putting up some really cool gifts.
I saw the gifts.
It was really easy to get distracted by gifts tonight because it was quite easy to follow along, although you didn't really want to take a lot in. And by you, I mean me. So Jess is there, and she's emoji facing all over the place. But this one was the one with sweat coming off the brow.
Okay, so they talked about the idea that she was making black sesame ice cream.
Yes, that's it.
Did that happen?
Yes.
It also Jess set fire to something in the kitchen.
Did she? I didn't notice that.
Baking paper, I believe.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I saw that in the promos.
Black sesame ice cream with yuzu. That's right. I did see them. I got a tweet tonight from Joe asking if that was a shot. The answer is yes. That is a shot. Someone said, no, that's matcha. The answer is both of them.
Just shoot all of them.
Just shots. Just nothing but shots.
Shot. Yeah, so you can see the dish
I've seen a photo of the dish, and let me just say right now, Robert's comment about negative plating seems to be quite accurate.
No, you didn't need that much plate.
No, she could have served it in a saucer.
Surely this is something environmentalists should be harping on about, because if you didn't use that much plate, then you could fit more dishes in the dishwasher and therefore save on dishwashing. But, it's really the big corporations of the world that need to cut back their emissions, not us bitches. So, okay, getting onto that, right? Still do your part, still be eco.
Yeah.
Because then that forces them to go eco. Anyway, so she serves it up and they're all like, she used a lot of technique, but the flavours, the ice cream's fine, the fucking ouzo's fine, but everything else is shit. So we're like, okay. So it's either between Sashi, who didn't put enough brown on his plate, or Jess, who didn't have the flavours.
Before we get on to that,
yeah,
I need you to tell me about Ben's. And the reason is I've seen a photo of it. And I don't fucking understand.
It's 2 bits of fish with carrot on it.
And a broth.
And a bisque.
It's a fucking broth. I know it's a bisque. It's a broth. Right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Look, Basic Ben served basic fish and was told he's genius. So there we are. It was a nothing dish, but it was safe. And as George said to him tonight, do you need to play it safe? And it's like, well, yes, George, you guys have set up a culture of safety, so he needs to play it safe, because if he wants to be in the top 3, if he risks anything, if Ben did anything out of his comfort zone in the past 4 weeks, he would have been out.
Yep. So, with the judges, it seemed like they were pretty straightforward in terms of where they went with it.
Yeah.
The feedback that I saw was pretty straightforward.
Look, I think the thing they're really excited about is they're finally going to get their male winner.
Yeah, now let's talk about that. Now, I did say to people to tweet you as well, under the hashtag #MCSausageFest.
Yeah.
Anything that they think needed to be added. But you were going to say as well that even though it was a male, obviously the male thing has been a big problem.
Look, I think that they really want a white male winner. Because it's what they like. It's what they feel most comfortable relating with is a heterosexual white male winner, cisgendered white male winner. I don't think they cope well with trans, because George would be going, he, gotta remember that. Would be, you know what I mean? He'd just be embarrassing.
So, Outside of that, though, did Jess probably deserve to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did.
The problem is that if they've told Ben that it's okay to be safe.
Yep.
And what they've done all series is encourage Ben to be safe.
Yep.
Then he can't really be eliminated for being safe.
No.
So, yeah, okay. If it's deserved, I mean, look, again, I'm worried for the semi-final because I know what I want as the grand final.
Yeah, you're not going to get it.
It should be Khan and Sashi.
It's going to be Sashi or Khan and Ben.
Yep.
Because I can't see them. Like tomorrow night, they're putting it on for 30 people. Sashi...
will panic.
Will panic. And we saw him failing in the service challenge last week.
But the only reason that Ben passed the service challenge was somebody talked him through it.
And who's to say they're not... Because they talked him through it again tonight.
Now, again, if they talk him through the service challenge tomorrow night, I think there'll be absolute hell to pay on the media. And I think as well, I think it's not going to damage this year because people want to just get to the end of it now. They want to see what happened. But what I do think is that I think what happens this year will play a big role in what happens next year with MasterChef because there are a lot of people going, I'm getting to the end of this series, but I'm not back next year.
No.
Right? We're not confirmed to be back next year. This has been tough, and we haven't decided yet.
And it's a whole culture thing at Channel 10. They're not the only ones. You know, Channel 7 and Channel 9 also have hell to pay. And even the ABC, it's, you know, with their white maleness and their whiteness. But I'm focusing on you, Channel 10, because you've got MasterChef, which claims to be quite diverse. Yes, it's diverse with the contestants who come on, but then you fuck it up with your white male penis fest. Now, if you look at the response from the head of Channel 10 this week, when she was called out for the penis fest and the white penis fest, that is their pilot season, and any other new show that they're putting up, her response was, oh, but we've got like 4 women on the board and creative people and, you know, we're quite diverse. And it's like, well, it's not fucking showing in your programming. She's like, oh, but we've got 2, you know, female-driven comedies coming. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I'll name 2 of your white female-driven comedies from the past couple of years. That's your Love Child and your fucking Offspring, which are all fucking white. Yeah, apart from Amanda Tapsell, who's fucking awesome. So it's so fucking horrid. Now, something that we discussed as well is that Lee Lynch-In's left SBS this year, or today, literally today. There's a possibility she'll get picked up by Channel 10.
I expected her in at 10.
Yeah. It's I love Lee Lynn, but it won't be enough.
It'll be token. Right.
Yeah.
So to go back to finish all this off, so there was a great tweet from Kenny's Boy at Kenny's Boy 78 who tweeted, Jess will go a long way. Better not to win because it gives you back greater freedom. Yeah,
well, as was pointed out to her, and to her blushing, what's his name? Reynolds came forth, so, you know, and he's got a restaurant, blah, blah, blah. Not too far away from here, they said. I'm like, what are you trying to do? Get her to run over their fangirl and go, Reynolds, take me in!
Between that and Peter Gilmore, I mean, how did they get Jess out of Sydney, really? Because, you know, she probably just bounced between the two.
Now, what I was really disappointed in is they didn't make her walk the plank.
They should have. Look, that's an opportunity missed.
It would have been perfect. You know, a bull shark in the water. There's a few of them around in Sydney Harbour. As well as some dolphins. So, you know, either or, she could have either been doing flips and shit or being savaged, which I wouldn't want for anyone. So let's say it was a dolphin.
Now, I caught the tail end of the judges cook against the contestants, and here's my only views on that, because who cares about what they cooked? Here's my only views on that. Aldo needs a TV show.
Yes, we told you. It's balls.
Jess needs a TV show.
Yes.
Aldo needs its balls. Aldo, we've told you a million times, it's balls.
I really love seeing Jess as a judge because got to see more of her personality. And she's got a lot of personality, but it was very contrived. But her interaction with Khan, where she's just gone, think on it, like have a think about it, was hilarious. She
mastered that.
Yeah. It was a delight seeing Joe rush in.
Joe, yes.
Huda giving George side eye.
Yes.
When he's doing something, he's just like, everyone's laughing and Huda's got this look on her face like, come on, bitch, just shut the fuck up.
There's a positive and a negative of this too for the judges. The negative is George is still talking up how amazing it is for them to cook. And the big man hug at the end, which was a man hug, was ridiculous. But there is also moments when they're cooking where they stop being douchebags for 5 minutes.
Yep.
And just go back to being good cooks.
Yep.
And it's fun to watch them do that. And you like watching them when they're doing their flavours. And, like, George was legitimately excited by the dessert Gary made, for example, and was legitimately like, oh, that flavour's really nice. That's really good.
You know what I'd love to see is take the judges out of being judges. Put them like the Voice situation where they're coaches.
Yep.
And they each get a team to coach and you can rotate it around, blah, blah, blah. But they're coaching. They're back in their kitchen. They're back working with the contestants because that's where they shine. Then every week, get new judges. You can get 2 or 3 people and you can get women. You can have a whole Italian week and actually get Italian chefs in there. Massimo Bottura.
Oh, just get Massimo Bottura in. That's all I want.
You could have an Indian week and get some awesome Indian judges out for it. You could have like a women in cooking week or something. You know what I mean? Like all different things. You could have a farmers week and get some farmers with some amazing produce and let them judge. Because then you're not going to get the bias, you're not going to get the inconsistency, and they can all do it blind. You can bring them in at the beginning and the end. They can be coached with their cooks, so the judges can go around and give advice to every single one of them, and you can see that progression because it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing when you see someone like Ben that can pick up things and lead and lead. But what we don't like is that it looks like he's getting all the fucking help and no one else is getting help.
So what we're going to do is we're not going to do a semi-final podcast. We're going to just do the grand final.
Yep.
So we will vaguely cover the semi-final. The grand final podcast is always a long one anyway. So you're going to get a lot. If the result goes the wrong way, you're really going to get a lot. Now, obviously as well, did you get any other feedback from people in terms of what sort of things you need to pass on tonight?
Let's have a look.
I got a couple that were tweeted directly at me, which I didn't really want. But okay.
No one tweeted me.
Okay, so
hold on. Oh, here. Josh said George yelling at Gary if he had it in, and the reply of it didn't touch the sides. Oh my god, I totally said that to a guy.
Can you clarify, not me?
Not him. Of course not you.
Thank you. Susan, said it was Susan McKinnon. Laura Bance tweeted out, Jess set fire to her ISO something, which hadn't worked anyway, then plates up greasy peanut butter. Remember the ad from the 90s where the character comes out of the peanut butter jar? It could have been a caricature of one of the bottom of the jar. It could have been a caricature of one of the judges.
Yes.
Look, I think it was interesting. They had a lot of potential about what they could possibly do on the boat. They didn't.
Yeah, they could have caught something.
Brandon Black.
And then talks about how much mercury was in it.
Brandon Black tweeted out, Ben cooks fish again. Sashi cooks Singaporean again. Jess made a dessert again. Jess's dessert had 2 competing elements, and that's why she went home. What else have we got here? Ben saying leaves of bay.
That's right. And then Tim Talon comes up and goes, man, it's meat bay, not leaves of.
And Sashi being told his dish was too fancy was up there on the eye roll scale.
That's it. Because I'm sure if he served up the brown meat, he would have been told, oh, it's too... You didn't elevate it. It could have been elevated. You know? Could have got fucking Bono in to sing the song while you serve up your dish.
So there was some really good...
Could have put it in an Otis elevator.
There were some really good suggestions there tonight. Now, again, bit of an interesting one for us, bit of a change up for us. You've done very well.
I know, because I'm just owning my my power.
Would you like to steer the grand final episode?
Yes. Now looking at the... Oh, no, I don't want to steer the grand final episode. No.
You sure? I've offered it to you. You can do it if you want.
We'll think about it. Yeah,
think about it?
Think about it.
No. I think, look, the semi-final, I'm really hopeful that it's a Sashi versus Khan grand final. Mm-hmm. I fear that it's not going to be.
I think it's going to be a Ben versus Sashi. Ben versus Khan. Yeah, it's not looking hopeful, but guess who's coming back? Guess who's back? boom, boom, boom. And they showed her face, boom, boom, boom. Elena's back,
boom, boom, boom.
And all the other MasterChef contestants for the past 10 years, I presume. So, but they showed Elena, which is all that's
all we care about.
And a bit of Julie Goodwin, but who gives a fuck? It was Elena.
All we care about is Elena, and you know, Elena is very awesome.
And she's getting married next week.
Coming! So
it's so exciting.
That'll be awesome. So obviously we will be back for the grand final. Yes. And in the meantime, there will be some form of drinking game going up for the grand final episode. If you
Shots
have
at the ready or cheesels at the ready.
If you have a special suggestion of something you think that should be on the drinking card,
yes,
tweet at us at The Washing Up. Mm-hmm. We always love to get the feedback from you. We've had a lot of fun doing feedback stuff. So if you've got anything you want on the drinking card, tweet that to us, and who knows, we might put it on there.
Yeah, and the other thing I think we should all be discussing is TV recommendations from when we are removing ourselves and decompressing from the Stockholm syndrome.
Yes, so what we
need MasterChef.
So what we need you to do is as well start tweeting out, and we'll start sharing them, your suggestions for things that people need to watch post MasterChef, and more importantly, why is it Kim's Convenience?
And why isn't it Kim's Convenience if you don't say that? Because it's fucking hilarious. In fact, after this, we're going to go watch another episode.
Yeah, there's another episode of Kim's Convenience in our future.
This is my successful face.
And obviously, we're also going to be looking for recommendations in terms of things for people to maybe have a bit of a listen to. I mean, because, you know, we won't be doing 3 episodes a week. We'll be doing something coming up very shortly, though. Potentially something even a bit sooner than previously anticipated.
Yeah.
If we decide to do a certain Great British Bake Off thing we were talking about doing.
Oh, that's
so
right.
So that might happen. And also, just shameless plug, in the very near future, there will be the first Food Nerd Vanity Project coming back.
Woo!
Coming back to your ears. Myself, Robert Harwood from Great Australian Bake Off, will be doing Food Nerd Vanity Project. It's a far more serious look at food. We're actually going to be talking like real foodie issues and stuff like
and
that.
And no one says felching.
No one says felching on that podcast.
It'll be safe for work.
It will be safe for work, and it's also just good talk about food and food culture, and we'll probably be getting different people on here and there too. So look forward to that as well. We're really keen to do that. And yeah, so we will be back on Tuesday night.
Yes.
Having crowned, not us personally, but the judges having crowned
Ben. I mean,
oh, don't even fucking pretend.
And they'll be like, yes, the white male penis we needed.
Up until then, thank you very much, Kristie, for steering this episode.
You're welcome.
You did a very good job.
Oh, thanks, Dal.
I'm still Chris.
I'm still Kristie.
We'll catch you all after the grand final.
Ciao.